Good Thursday morning, everyone. Meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi here with your 11 a.m. update on Tropical Depression Fred. Still maintaining that tropical depression status with maximum sustained winds of 35 miles per hour. The pressure actually did rise, which indicates a little bit of a weakening. And the National Hurricane Center actually said when the Hurricane Hunter aircraft went to check this system out that it looked more like an open wave. It was really hard to find that center of circulation, but it is forecast to get its act back together over the next several hours and re-strengthen back into a tropical storm as we head into tomorrow afternoon or evening. So as Fred approaches the Florida Keys, potentially parts of southwest Florida, it is going to regain that tropical storm status with maximum sustained winds of about 40 miles per hour over the weekend. Now, the latest forecast cone, which did come out in this advisory, did shift east a little bit. It also slowed down slightly, and it did show a little bit of a weakening trend in the storm, which are all good things. The more east that this storm continues to track, the closer it does get to the peninsula of Florida. Of course, not great for the west coast of Florida, but the more land interaction, the weaker the storm will continue to be as it approaches the Gulf Coast and ultimately us here in central Georgia. Latest forecast cone does bring Fred somewhere inland along the Florida Peninsula or the Florida Panhandle as we head into Monday morning. So there's that slowing forward motion. Earlier we were thinking it would be more so an overnight landfall. Now it's a little bit later in the day, and then weakening very quickly back into a tropical depression by Tuesday morning, potentially as it parallels the area, or it still has that possibility to move through central Georgia. When it comes to the spaghetti models, still a lot of disagreement, over really 300 miles of disagreement in the models, and that is thanks to the disorganization of Fred right now. Once it gets that center of circulation back together, the models will know where to start, so then they can figure out better where to finish ultimately. But it does look like most models do bring it inland somewhere again along the Florida Panhandle, somewhere between the Pensacola and Panama City Beach area, and then moving off to the northeast. When it comes to the GFS and Euro, these are two models we look at all the time when it comes to forecasting where tropical systems will go. The Euro still holds together a lot better. That would ultimately increase our threats from Fred, meaning we would see more rainfall, more of a flooding potential, also higher wind gusts, and maybe a higher severe weather potential. Notice, though, the GFS keeps that disorganization even as it makes its way inland. So that would lessen our threats. We'd be looking at a lesser rain and flooding threat, a lesser wind threat from the storm. But the Euro does give us that potential for some tropical storm force conditions. But right now that is not looking likely. While it isn't completely out of the question, notice that the threat for any kind of tropical storm force winds very low for the area. It's not none. So we will need to monitor the progression of this storm very carefully over the next few days. Time frame will be Monday morning into Tuesday morning. As of right now, it's just going to be a rainmaker for us, but how much rain, how much wind, and any kind of severe weather, that still needs plenty of fine tuning. We have plenty of time to do so. We will continue to keep you updated as we get more forecasts from the National Hurricane Center, both on air and online at 13WMAZ.com and on the app.